Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of Theatre of Joy. Today we have as our guest, and I'm honored to have her, is Sanyukta. Sanyukta, do you have a surname? Do you use
Saha.
a surname? Huh?
Yeah, Sanyukta Saha is my name.
Sanyukta Saha, guys. And Sanyukta has been working in Hazrat Nizamuddin Basti for the past 14 years. She is a founder of an organization called Aagaaz, and the organization is making waves. I met some of the people, some of the young people that she has worked with, and she has, I won't say train because, we train each other, everyone. And she also says that she founded the organization, Aagaaz. With her, there were a few children at that time, and she wants to include them. And I think that's beautiful. And it already tells us all about what the organization is and what it does. So, Sanyukta, welcome so much. And
Thank you.
thank you so much for coming on Theatre of Joy.
Thank you
Uh,
for thinking of me and having me become a part of this.
I always think about you. And actually, this is the first time we are really meeting
Yes.
because, we have known each other and are, a lot of friends, common friends. So, Sunjukta, please do also say something in an introduction of yourself. And so we can start. What have I missed? What don't I know? I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. Yes.
I have often thought of myself as an applied theatre practitioner. My love for theatre began with performance, but very soon I started seeing many changes in myself as a person performing and making theatre. And I also started seeing what theatre as a process can do for children, for young people, for everyone, really. Um, so, yeah, I went into that world a lot more, a lot deeper. So, I see myself as an applied theatre practitioner.
Oh,
Though
wow.
currently I'm a person anchoring the organization in ways that I never thought I would see myself. So, a
Mhm.
lot of life is um, devoted to holding the organization and hopefully taking it to a place where even
I
if
know
I
what you
slipped
mean.
out of the equation, things would continue to be.
Yeah.
So right now, all my efforts are towards that. The world of education is another one that I really inhabit. The world of education, the world of looking at how transformation can happen, and the world of art. So I inhabit those in between places.
Wow. You're just the kind of person I would love to talk to. Yeah, I mean, there's such a connection between the process of the participatory theater. Okay, you can't really give it a name. Applied theater,
No,
good name,
no.
yes. And education, and just knowing yourself and knowing your world. Yes, I've seen magic happen in that magical space of theater.
That's what's constantly making me go on, this magic. And
Yes,
it just doesn't cease. It's just there.
yes. And it must be really magical to work with children or young people over a long time, and have them have their time available to you, and grow with them and see them grow and see them come out of the world, the let's say the outer world,
Yeah.
which treats them in a certain way, schools, examinations, teachers, parents, and have them with you for a while so that you can soothe and heal and help and do what theater can do. And so that they have a voice
Yeah.
which somebody
Yeah.
can hear.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're
So,
saying it so beautifully, because I've often been asked, what makes you do this? And oh, so great that you're doing work like this. And I often have to really explain that it's not a one way process. It's not me deciding I'm going to go and do something and change people. It's really not that. It's a very mutual process.
mhm.
um, I receive a lot as well. Like, we are together, we are like an organism growing together. And it's been that from the very beginning. I mean, I continue to go back because I was receiving so much.
Yes.
It didn't feel to me, of course, there was a decision to continue going back to the same place, to the same group of children. Um, but at the same time, it doesn't now, even in retrospect, it doesn't feel like a decision. It feels quite organic, like it was
Mhm.
meant. I sound like someone talking about a deep love affair, which is what it was as well. But just it's been a space of love and a labor of love for all of
Mhm.
uh, been very, very mutual.
Yes,
Consistently.
I know just what you mean.
Yeah.
And in a perfect world, that's how it would be. People would have space to receive from the kids and not only, spend that space in telling them to do homework and be polite and, you know, worry about their future.
Yeah.
And, but this is not a perfect world. And so I'm glad there are people like you out there and who have the sustenance from this and
Yeah.
not from, I mean, what the world keeps going on doing.
Yeah. And it's very much been that. I know that I exist and I feel full of joy because Aagaaz exists. And it
Mm,
holds me as much as I hold it. Um, and I'm not the only one doing that. There are so many
yes,
of us, which is
yes,
what makes
yes.
it so joyful. And I'm also not just talking about the team members.
And
We
this is
have
the
been extremely lucky and have received so much generosity from the theater community in India, and the lovers of theater in India. Um, so it's
let's say
each
the
one
lovers
of
of
those.
applied theater.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're two different kinds.
That's true.
And there's a whole network of us,
Yes.
a whole beautifully growing, organically spreading network.
Yeah.
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 And joy, joy, joy.
Lots of joy. Which
Yes.
is not to say, I mean, within that joy, there are so many other strands of working through conflict, staying with conflict, constantly responding to crisis,
Yeah.
firefighting, dealing with some very heavy things as well, but constantly also remembering that lightness is possible and light is possible in the heaviest and the darkest of
Yes.
times. And
Yes.
that's what helps us be together and work through it.
Mm.
Um, so it's not always like, yay, bahut maza aa raha hai. Sometimes the maza is that, okay, all of us are working through the same challenge.
Yes.
Or
And
we
that
can
is
move
also,
past this
and
very difficult thing that's happening in life. So
mm,
yeah,
and that is also maza at some level.
it's maza.
You know, dealing with problems and creating or having space to do that. Because in the world at large, people have problems and they want to deal with it, but they don't have the space. And theater gives us that space, and the
Yes.
processes of theater and the theater games and the beautiful ways that have been created for us
You
to
speak of theater games, and just this morning I was at Aagaaz. I'll also speak a little bit about how Aagaaz began and what that whole world is. But
yeah.
just to, like, this morning, we were doing something called the Drama Jam. And
Hmm.
the Drama Jam is a lovely space. We started it about 5 saal ho gaye. तो अब हमारी जगह में होता है जो कि बस्ती के भीतर ही है. We call our space ख्वाब घर. The name has been
ख्वाब घर.
ख्वाब घर, the house
Oh,
of dreams.
beautiful. The house of dreams.
And everyone came up with that name together. And now we have also moved into a beautiful place, which really feels like Kwapkar. Now, what we do in the place itself, it really feels like some dreams of ours have come true. And it gives us the space to dream more dreams. So this morning we were doing the drama jam, which is basically like 2 hours of strangers getting together. All
Oh.
that is defined is time ये है. जो भी आते हैं वो सही लोग हैं. जो भी होता है वही होना था.
वही होना चाहिए.
There is no one facilitator. People come and co-create games and we play together. And
Yes.
today everyone was just post that we do a little reflection. And everyone was just saying they never thought with a random group of strangers it's possible to feel a sense of safety.
Yeah.
Or feel a sense of instant connection. And to
Magic.
me, it's magical because I think also it comes from a place of हम सबकी जगह. And truly हम सबकी जगह है. Like हम सबने मिलके figure out किया कि कौन से games खेलने हैं. कैसे खेलेंगे. कोई भी बीच में बोल सकते थे कि इसमें ये वाला चीज ऐड करके देखे, ऐसे भी खेल के देखे. हम सब हंस सकते हैं सामने. Suddenly in a place where so much playfulness happens, somewhere our identities, who we are, get suspended for small moments of time because you're all just immersed in play deeply.
And we become undefined.
That place is the magic. That little moment of suspended identities, suspended judgments, and being present in that moment. So sorry, आज ऐसी एकदम से ड्रामा जैम की याद आ गई listening to what you just said.
Thank you so much for the share. Thank you so much. This is what, having a moment of undefinedness.
Yeah.
And which is pure pleasure and joy. If when you lose yourself in a moment, and at that moment you're not anything. You're not a woman. You're not a man. You're not a whatever. And that is what everyone is seeking through meditation and through all kinds of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, and play grants us just that.
Yes, tell us more, please.
Just about Aagaaz, I mean, so I went into Basti Hazrat Nizamuddin back in 2009. उससे पहले भी theatre का bug had bitten me already in college. Delhi University में थी मैं. और क्योंकि वहाँ पे इतना मजा आ रहा था कॉलेज थिएटर में तो लगा कि और थिएटर कर लेना चाहिए साथ में. So I joined another group as well. And वहाँ पे I saw what process-based work really can be. I started working in a bunch of juvenile detention homes with children rescued from railway platforms in the country, with a bunch of other communities in Delhi, in Rajasthan, Ajmer district में one village we were working in quite consistently. And all of this was very long-term work. वो ऐसे एकदम से touch and go एक दिन करके वाला नहीं था, टिक के काम कर रहे थे. तो मैं देख रही थी साथ साथ हर एक experience के साथ. I was very young, but I could see the changes in myself and I could see what the process of theatre was doing to the people that we were facilitating.
And to you.
And to me completely. So there was a lot that was happening with me at that time. And I'm still discovering those things. It's not like उस वक्त हुआ तो समझ आ गया और कुछ complete हो गया. Because it's also embodied. So with embodiment, it's not like you do something and you know what it did to you. Your learnings are not defined. They can't be defined in the moment right away. They're still happening. It's somatic. And sometimes you won't be able to define. So yeah, I did my master's, came back, had to work. So got lucky and found work in the space of applied arts. So I was working with this gigantic public-private partnership fully in the development sector, an international NGO that had this mammoth project हुमायूं टू में, सुंदर नर्सरी में, निजामुद्दीन बस्ती में. And I was working with the primary school program and a little bit with their आंगनबाड़ीज का program in the बस्ती. तो बस वहां पे मैं अपना काम थोड़ा सा खत्म करके शाम के वक्त बच्चों के साथ डायरेक्टली काम करने लग जाती थी. आई वाज सपोज्ड टू लुक एट आर्ट्स एजुकेशन. सो आई started working with the children directly as well. In 3 years I quit my job because I was already seeing a lot of potential कि अगर ground up काम करेंगे, जहाँ पे actually जिनके साथ काम कर रहे हैं they also have agency to be able to create the path कि आगे कैसे काम होगा, तो बहुत कुछ और हो सकता है. इंस्टेड ऑफ जस्ट थिंकिंग हम सेक्सुअलिटी पे काम करेंगे या हम लोग करिकुलर इंटीग्रेशन करेंगे या हम लोग फलाना लाइक जो भी अलग अलग इश्यूज पे हेल्थ पे काम करेंगे. आई वांटेड टू कीप इट मोर ओपन एंड that this is just a space of inquiry where there's curiosity, there's imagination, you're able to think, express yourself, create dialogue. ऐसी जगह बन सकती है क्या जहाँ पे आपके पास भी एजेंसी हो. तो 3 years में I quit my job. Then I was doing a lot of jobs साथ में to sustain myself because rent भी देना होता है. मैं दिल्ली बाइसाइकिल एक कंपनी के साथ टूर गाइड थी, स्कूल में ड्रामा पढ़ा रही थी, बहुत कुछ कंटेंट राइटिंग कुछ इधर उधर कर रही थी. साथ में I continued working in Nizamuddin because some children had really gotten excited about theatre. And a couple of years from then, a couple of them were like, हमें ना theatre ही करना है बड़े होकर भी. So it was a sweet thing to hear, but it also like hit me like a slap on my face to just realize all of us performance artists come from privilege in the mainstream. So इसका मतलब क्या बहुत सारी आवाजें हैं ही नहीं in the mainstream arts space. कहाँ तक पहुँच रही है आवाज? So that was one question. Can we create something like that? And the second was we'd already started taking our performances that I was making with the children outside of the bus. And चाहे हम कुछ भी कहानी बता रहे होते स्टेज पे, अंत में सब कुछ आके बॉइल डाउन हो जाता आइडेंटिटी पे कि हाय निजामुद्दीन बस्ती के बच्चे आके थिएटर कर रहे हैं. So cute. So it was.
आप बहुत बढ़िया काम कर रही हैं मैडम.
बहुत थैंक यू कर रहे हैं. So it was also just wanting to challenge this thing of कहानी सुनाने वाले कौन है, कहानियां सुनाई क्या जा रही है और कहानियों को सुनने वाले क्या है, और अभी हम कौन सी कहानियां सुन रहे हैं, आज के वक्त में हम कौन सी कहानियां सुन रहे हैं. तो ये कुछ जरूरी सवाल. तो इसके साथ बस हमने आगाज रजिस्टर कर दिया. हमें कुछ नहीं पता था हम क्या करने वाले हैं क्योंकि ग्राउंड अप होना था. सो धीरे धीरे वी जस्ट केप्ट वर्किंग एंड डिस्कवर्ड हू वी आर. एंड टुडे द children I started working with are the young people who are anchoring all the work of Aagaaz. Couple of whom you met in Patiala.
I met some of them and I got, I wasn't in the workshop, but my friends told me how wonderful they were. And that's an amazing thing. That's an amazing thing. And how wonderful you are. I mean, like here also, I'm not saying because when Nizamuddin Basti ke bache hain, but what you chose for yourself and chose to grow in it and chose to be in question and ask questions, and chose to, make hazy and not very defined the so-called differences between you and the kids. That is an amazing task. And I know a lot of people,
No, say na Harleen.
No, I know a lot of people are also doing that. And that is the joy, that we have, the comfort that we have. We're not alone.
Yeah.
Not a freak.
No. No, there's a lot of very gorgeous work happening right now. There's just, the community is very strong.
Yes. Yeah. And you have exchanges, with each other. They're starting. Some of them have been going on for a while. So do you plan anything like that for these kids?
In terms of?
Exchanging with, say, Manzil, that's another organization.
Yeah, we are collaborating constantly with various organizations. Like we did with Har Haath Kalam, for example, in Patiala. met Nagma and Jasmine.
Ah,
So we are constantly looking at such collaborations. We are looking at the young people having an exposure to working in other spaces as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
But
yeah.
in the near future, there is also a hope that the repertory members, which is the young lot in Aagaaz, they are also able to go and spend substantial amounts of time with
Hmm,
another organization.
hmm,
Because
hmm.
that's another kind of exposure to like just step beyond the comfort.
Yeah.
Aagaaz is now home for all of us. So also just to be able to walk away from for a little bit and see what you discover there. It's really
Hmm,
about training yourself to live the processes of, at least that's where like my thought process is all derived from theater making, I guess. I'm
hmm.
quite limited like that. But like, you know, when you make work, how you start with completely nothing and you stay with that unknown. It's such a challenging, nerve-wracking, thus enjoyable, fearful, beautiful process of just surrendering yourself to the unknown and saying, अच्छा मैं कुछ कुछ करती जाऊंगी और कुछ कुछ होता जाएगा और मिलता जाएगा और अंत में पहुंचते पहुंचते कुछ बनेगा. And I trust it. I trust the process. And each time I'm surprised that there was nothing and something has been created.
Yeah.
So the effort is for all of us to be able to create that culture
Hmm,
of surrendering ourselves to the unknown,
yeah.
knowing that if I keep working with others, other bodies in space, like in theater making, other bodies in space, if I keep engaging with them over time in different spaces, we will arrive at various points together and find the next deeper part of our journeys together. So this is like theater making, and this is hopefully how we
Theater
can
making,
also
I love that theater making. It's not
also
doing
making
theater, it's making theater. It's amazing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
theater,
Thank you for that
but
word.
making of life. It's making of culture and an organization and a collective. So we try. For me, it's like that's the only word that makes sense. Uh, so
And I
hopefully,
mean, like, I'm sorry, I'm going back a little bit, but I need to, affirm that you do not buy into making hay from the difference between you and the children. Actually, there is, you're brought up differently, and they have been in a different environment growing up, and you have been in different. You don't buy into that and catch that, in different ways, and you also probably the children don't, because you don't. And it reminds me of all the almost their efforts of people to work with work with other people that have sort of diverted, and I will want to say bastardized
mm,
the processes. Yeah,
mm.
you were going to say something.
I was just going to say that while yes, like there is and that's taken a lot of, not a lot of effort, because I think we've always again like played a lot together, a lot together.
I know.
It's just a practice of constantly suspending our identities and just laughing together. A lot
Yeah,
of that over the
yeah.
years, over many years. But at the same time, I think there's an acknowledgement of the bodies that we inhabit, and it's not equal because we are also existing in a larger social context. And
Hmm.
because all of our work is also constantly to go deeper in our understanding of self and self in relationship to others and society, we
Hmm.
cannot dismiss that power structures exist, that we are not equal, not just me and them, but like even the group amongst themselves, there are differences. And we can't be like,
Hmm.
there's an acceptance of that. But within Aagaaz, we have also very deliberately created a culture of dialogue, and there is an encouragement towards disagreement. We are we learn to disagree with
Wow.
each other.
Yeah.
We learn that dissent is important. We learn that chaos is important, unpredictability is important. If everything is going smoothly, then there's a problem. We need to re-evaluate our culture. So we like the little and sometimes very many disturbances under the surface. We like that it's there. And we've just learned to work with that as a unit. And we are learning to work with that continuously. As Michelle Obama says, we are becoming. We are constantly in a process of becoming.
I want to also, remark on, make, it's because it's remarkable on, something that when we were growing up many years back, many, many years back, for us, the word empowerment was an aha, right? And now it is the word embodiment.
Hmm.
And that is polarity, separation, that builds on separation. And this builds on, oneness and, going towards each other and not, away. And
Yeah. It's just how we are imagining, like wondering for yourself, what kind of a world do you imagine?
yes.
What kind of a society do you imagine? Yeah, and just working towards that, and also constantly dialoguing through that. My imagination may be very different from yours, but should that mean we do not speak or exchange ideas?
Yes.
Should
And not
that
share our imaginations so that we can both receive.
Yes, share imaginations, disagree with each other's imaginations,
Yes.
and yet stay committed to the process of dialogue. We don't have to immediately agree to disagree, because that means you've gone into your shell, I've gone into mine. But rather than that, saying चलो यार कॉन्फ्लिक्ट के साथ रह के देखते हैं, तुम और मैं अलग सोचते हैं, पर क्या हम सेम जगह पे रह सकते हैं? क्या हम फिर भी साथ में खेल के देख सकते हैं और हम फिर से बात करें?
And can we stay with our inner conflicts also?
Yeah.
With the same
at every level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. You put it so beautifully. And you
said
that, you believe in the organic kind of a, or the organization, and you organically going on. But I still, I did again interrupt you because whatever you're talking is bringing up so much in me. But you were going to say yes.
This is also absolutely connected what you're saying. Like, to be able to commit to conflict, whether it's your inner conflict. I mean, even conflicts with others are somewhere rooted in our inner conflicts, I guess.
Yes.
To be committed to that needs also a kind of commitment to ground up building, which is again the same, surrender to the unknown. अगर मैं आज आपके साथ बात में बोल दूं कि ठीक है, आपकी सोच ऐसी है, मेरी सोच ऐसी है, कोई बात नहीं, अब हम इसके बारे में बात ही नहीं करेंगे, तो हम मूव ऑन करके आगे जो भी कर लें. अगर मैं बोलूं कि नहीं,
paths are separated.
Paths are separate. अगर हम बोले नहीं, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है, रहते हैं इसके साथ, देखते हैं और क्या आगे निकल के आता है, तो वो एक अननोन जगह है. मुझे नहीं पता मेरी सोच का क्या होगा, या आपको नहीं पता आपकी सोच का आगे क्या बचेगा, बनेगा.
Yes. Surrender, like you said.
Surrendering. So it's
again surrender to the process, to the moment, to the dream.
Yeah. With whatever my body, my identities, my experiences of life bring, and yours do. So
that's beautiful.
हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं. We are trying to do that as a group constantly and practice that as a group constantly.
How beautiful is that? Yo, oh wow, I could continue to talk with you till, sunset.
Let's
And
someday. Let's do
yeah,
it.
but we will meet up again after some time. Your journey would have gone, you would have journeyed more. And, in this undefined, beautiful world, it's not a road,
No.
right? The road is not defined, and you don't know where you will go and where you will be after 5 years, right? Yeah, but no, we won't give that much time, 5 years. We'll meet up before that and
We
talk
will.
again.
Yes.
And I'm so excited to, know what is going on with you after, say, a few months or maybe a year. I don't know. Let's see. Whenever it shows up, like you said, the time is right when the time is whatever time it is. It's right.
Yes.
Whatever people are there, they are the people, and whatever we talk about is what is we talk about. Thank you so much, Sanyukta. You're such a darling. Thank you. I feel so blessed to have talked to you today.
I really
Because
enjoyed our
even between the
conversation.
generations, there is, give and take, this sharing of imaginations, of ideas. And I feel so expanded and blossomed looking at your blossom self. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much.
I
And we have
really
to
enjoyed
we have
being
to
here.
get on again.
Yeah, I look forward to the next time.
Yes, yes. Wow. Thanks.
Thank
Yeah.